up? It's Rich here with Statifying Football. These are your Week 9 primetime games. Starting right off with Mississippi State and Alabama. Mississippi State, a couple weeks ago, they lost 28-14 to Texas A&M. They had both two quarterbacks play. Will Rogers passed for 120 touchdown. KJ Costello passed for 99 yards and a pick. They had -2 rushing yards in that game, but they did have a pick 6, but it seems like their offense isn't doing much, which is unfortunate for a Mike Leach team. Alabama, they rolled over Tennessee like I figured, 48-17. Mac Jones, 387 passing, +1 rushing. Najee Harris, 96 rushing yards and 3 touchdowns. Mechie, 7 catches, 151 yards, 587 yards over there, and a fumble return for a touchdown. With the way Mississippi State's offense has been looking since that opening win against LSU, I think this may not be close. I think Bama rolls. San Jose State's coming off a nice big victory over Air Force, 17-6. Journeyman Nick Starkel passed for 226, 2 touchdowns and a pick. Bailey Gaither, 8 catches, 110 yards. They're playing New Mexico. New Mexico, they had their first game canceled. This is their first game. They had 10 returning starters. Tuioti passed for 1,400 yards, 7 touchdowns, 6 picks. So that's about it. I think San Jose State should go to 2-0 this year. All right, Charlotte and Duke. Charlotte had a nice win against UTEP, 30-28. Chris Reynolds, 185 passing, 2 touchdowns. Defensively forced 3 turnovers. Duke, they lost a few weeks ago, 31-20 to NC State. Chase Bryce, 190, 1 touchdown, but 3 interceptions. Added 86 rushing yards. Defensively, had 3 sacks and 3 turnovers. Duke is turning it over a lot this game. I think they've had like 3 or 4 turnovers at least in every game this year. If they do that, Charlotte will upset them, but I think Duke maybe bounces back a little bit here and gets a victory. All right, I assume this is where game day is going to be. Ohio State and Penn State. Ohio State had a big victory against Nebraska, 52-17. Justin Fields, 20 of 21, 276 passing, 2 touchdowns, +54 rushing and a touchdown. Garrett Wilson, 7 catches, 129 and a touchdown. Chris Olave, 6 catches, 104. Defensively, had 3 sacks, 2 turnovers, and a fumble return touchdown. Penn State lost in overtime to Indiana. They were upset, 36-35. Sean Clifford, 238 passing, 3 touchdowns, 2 picks, plus 119 rushing yards and a touchdown. They had 488 yards, but the turnover 3 times. They can't do that against Ohio State. Defensively, 3 sacks and 2 turnovers. I think this could be actually a pretty high-scoring game, but I'm going to go Ohio State with the victory there. I'm going to put them on upset alert. Even though Penn State did lose to Indiana, I'll still say Ohio State on a slight upset alert. All right, Arkansas and Texas A&M both haven't played in a couple of weeks. Arkansas, their last game was a 33-21 win against Ole Miss. Felipe Franks was in 244 passing, a touchdown and pick. Traylon Burks, 11 catches, 137 and a touchdown. This was really about their defense in Arkansas. They had 7 turnovers, including 6 interceptions, 2 interception returns for touchdowns. They would have lost without those. Texas A&M, they had an okay victory against Mississippi State a couple weeks ago, 28-14. Kellen Mond, 139, 2 touchdowns and a pick. Isaiah Spiller went off for 114 rushing and 2 touchdowns. Defensively, they had 6 sacks and 2 turnovers. I'll go A&M here. I don't really like Mon, but Felipe Franks sucks. Yeah, he had some good games. He sucks. And I think A&M gets... I think it'll be pretty close, but I'll go with A&M getting the victory. All right, Florida, after 2 weeks off, hasn't played. Missouri and Florida playing. Missouri had a nice win against Kentucky, 20-10. Roundtree ran for 126 and 2 touchdowns. UF, their last game was that loss to A&M a few weeks ago, which contrast passed for 312 and 4 touchdowns. I think UF bounces back and should be able to hold Missouri down decently. Missouri has an okay offense sometimes, but in all the games Florida's played so far this year, their offense has looked good. Their defense has looked bad, but I think they should tighten up just enough to beat Missouri. All right, Navy and SMU, kind of a decent game in American. Navy, they lost to Houston 37-21. Dalen Morris, the quarterback for Navy, actually passed for 206 yards, 2 touchdowns and a pick. Ran for 46 more and a touchdown. They're a triple option. They don't really pass. SMU, got demolished by Cincy. They got suffocated 42-13. Shamby Show, 216 passing, 1 touchdown, 1 pick. I think both teams bounce back. I think this could be high scoring, but I'm going to say SMU is the one that gets the victory. At North Carolina and Virginia, North Carolina had a big 48-21 win against NC State. Same how 252 passing yards and a touchdown. Javonte Williams 160 rushing yards and 3 touchdowns. Michael Carter 106 rushing and a touchdown. Diami Brown 7 catches, 105 yards, had 578 yards of offense. Defensively had 3 sacks and forced 4 turnovers. There, Virginia, they had a pretty close loss to Miami, only lost 19-14. Brendan Armstrong 181 passing, 2 touchdowns plus 191 rushing yards. Defensively, they had 5 sacks. Unfortunately, I don't think they have enough offense or defense to keep up with North Carolina. I think North Carolina probably rolls big in this one. Alright, you got Oklahoma and Texas Tech, possible shootout here. Oklahoma had a nice win against TCU, 33-14. Spencer Rattler, 332 passing, 2 touchdowns. TJ Pleasure, 122 rushing and a touchdown. Marvin Mims, 4 catches, 132 and 2 touchdowns. Defensively, he had 3 sacks in that game. Texas Tech had a nice win against West Virginia, 34-27. Henry Columbia, 169 passing, 1 touchdown, plus 40 rushing yards and a touchdown. Defensively, they had the game-winning fumble return for touchdown. They're going to need to do that against Oklahoma to stop Oklahoma's offense. I'm not sure they will. I do think this could be high scoring because Oklahoma's defense is not very good, but I'm going to say Oklahoma will get just 1 more point in the end. Alright, Louisiana Lafayette and Texas State. ULL had a nice victory against UAB, ending UAB's 21-game home winning streak. They beat them 24-20. Levi Lewis passed for 152 and 2 touchdowns. Defensively, they had a kick return for a touchdown and a two turnovers, which helped into that big victory there. Texas State got killed by BYU 52-14. Brady McBride, 150 passing, 2 touchdowns, 2 picks. Defensively, they forced 2 turnovers, but they gave up 579 yards. I think this has the potential to be a shootout, but I think Louisiana Lafayette should have a pretty big win. Alright, then you got San Diego State taking on Utah State. San Diego State, ho-hum. They play defense. They normally have like one of the top 3 defenses nationally, statistically. They just kind of run the ball. They don't do much with the quarterback, and they win big like they beat UNLV 34-6. Carson Baker, 137 passing, 1 touchdown pass. Greg Bell, 111 rushing, 1 touchdown run. They ran for 287. They had 5 sacks as a team. They only gave up 186 yards of offense. They're playing a Utah State team that got killed by Boise State 42-13. Jason Shelley, a Utah transfer, 92 passing yards and a pick. They only had 203 yards of offense there. Defensively, they had 3 sacks. I do think Utah State bounces back a little bit to keep it a closer game, but I'm going to say San Diego State comes out with the victory there. All right, Western Kentucky and BYU, this is not going to be close. Western Kentucky struggled with 1-AA Chattanooga. They scored a touchdown with 20 seconds left to go up 13-10. They actually allowed the following kick return for touchdown, but Chattanooga got called for a penalty. So Western Kentucky eked out a 13-10 win. Pigrome came in to pass for the winning touchdown. They only had 254 yards of offense. BYU, they've been rolling most of the season. They killed Texas State 52-14. Zach Wilson, 287, 4 more passing touchdowns, 579 yards, a pick 6 in that game. I think this is all BYU. Then the final game of the night of all the games, Nevada UNLV. Nevada had a pretty nice overtime victory against Wyoming, 37-34. They were up 28-6 and allowed Wyoming to come all the way back. Carson Strong, though, had a big game, 420 passing, 4 touchdowns. Cole Turner, 7 catches, 119 and 2 touchdowns. Romeo Dubes, 12 catches, 117 and a touchdown, and 496 yards in that, which I think will be a little too much for UNLV to handle. UNLV got smoked by San Diego State 34-6. They only had 186 yards of offense, and I don't think they'll be able to keep up with Nevada. So those are my picks, and those are the breakdowns for this week's Week 9 games. Check out all my videos. Peace.